Hello, and welcome to part 1 of our 3-part training series on referring an individual to a provider via the CalJOBS system. This referral process will allow for Orange County WIOA Title I service providers and one-stop partners to be able to send, receive, and track referrals within CalJOBS. In part 1 of the training series, we will review the steps to verify if the individual being referred has a CalJOBS account. We will also quickly go through the registration process should you need to provide assistance, and lastly, we will review the steps for sending a referral to a provider. In part 2 of the training series, we will review the steps for when a referral is received, starting at the initial notification and then updating the referral result in CalJOBS. In part 3 and the final video of the training series, we will review the steps for running a report in the CalJOBS system to show the referrals that have been sent and received. Orange County Workforce Development Board staff will assist with creating CalJOBS staff user accounts for service provider and partner staff, in addition to setting up your organization as a provider in CalJOBS. Now, to continue with part 1 of the training series, the first step is to identify the individual you will be referring has a CalJOBS account. The individual you are referring may already have a CalJOBS account through a variety of different options. Either they created an account themselves in the past, they are a WIOA participant, or if they have a current or existing UI claim. You may want to skip ahead a few minutes to bypass the registration process if you've confirmed that the individual you will be referring already has a CalJOBS account. Now, first we will begin by visiting the CalJOBS website, which is www.caljobs.ca.gov. Now, for the purposes of this training, we will be using the CalJOBS training site. And you can see at the top here, it shows that this is the training site. Now, on the main page of CalJOBS, on the upper right-hand corner, you will see a button that says Sign In, and you will click on that button. And then this is where you will enter the login information that is provided to you by Orange County Workforce Development Board staff. And then you will enter the CAPTCHA information as necessary. Okay, and then after your login information has gone through, on the next page, you will see a staff sign-in notice. Please read through the notice, and then you will select I agree at the bottom. Now, once you have been logged into CalJOBS, you will proceed to select the menu option, which is located towards the upper left-hand corner of your screen. And then we will scroll down to the Services for Workforce Staff section. If this section is collapsed, you will simply expand it by selecting the arrow located to the left of the section. Once the section is expanded, we will then continue to click on Manage Individuals. And then under Manage Individuals, you will select Assist an Individual. We will scroll down to the General Criteria section, and this is where you will enter the individual's identifying information, such as their first and last name. And if the individual has a common name, we advise that you also include a social security number or date of birth, just to assist when filtering through the search results. So for our training today, we will be assisting OC Tester, An OC tester's date of birth is December 31st, 2000. After you've entered the individual's identifying information, you will scroll down to the bottom of the page. And just to recap, we are doing a search within CalJOBS under a staff user account to verify if the individual you will be referring has a CalJOBS account. So after you've entered the individual's information, you will click on the search button. And you see here that no records were found. So this means that the individual does not have a CalJOBS account. At this point, we would advise for the individual to create their own CalJOBS account, as the registration process contains many personal questions, but we will still continue to go through the registration process should you need to provide assistance to the individual that you will be referring. So I am going to go ahead and sign out of my staff user account. And then still using the same CalJOBS website. Again, for this portion of the training, we are using the training site, but you will direct individuals to www.caljobs.ca.gov. And it's the same sign-in area that you previously had signed in with your staff account. So you will advise the individual to click sign in. And then we know option 1 here is if you already have a registered CalJOBS account. So since the individual does not, we'll bypass option 1. Option 2 is available if the individual would just like to see what the CalJOBS site looks like without having a registered account. And then option 3 is the option that the individual will be selecting in order to create a user account. So the individual will create an individual job seeker account, which is the first option selected under option 3. And you'll see here that it shows it is an estimated 18 minutes to complete the registration process. Now on this test site, it shows 18 minutes, but currently on the CalJOBS live site, it shows that it will take an estimated 13 minutes. And in some cases, it may take a little bit less time than that, depending how tech savvy the individual is. So we will go ahead and select individual. And then the privacy agreement will appear on the screen, which the individual needs to read. And then scroll down to the bottom and select I agree. After the individual has selected I agree is when they could start the registration. So the first part of the registration process is the login information, such as the username and password, and then you will see here to the right is requirements regarding the username and password, such as the number of characters, also what characters must be included, such as uppercase and lowercase, and also numbers and special characters. And this is probably the most challenging part of the registration process, is to ensure that you meet the requirements of the username and password. So again, we are assisting OC Tester for this training. The username that we will be creating for OC Tester is OC Tester 123. And then we'll go ahead and enter a password. And then confirm the password. Next, you will proceed to answer security questions, and there's a variety of options for you to choose from. And then you will type the response. We will proceed with entering the Social Security number. If the individual does not have a Social Security number, Orange County Workforce Development Board staff will assist with a pseudo Social Security number, so please reach out in those special circumstances. We will re-enter the number. And then scrolling down to primary location, you will enter your primary location zip code, and this information will actually be populated to another section of the registration process for the residential address. And as you could see here, there are red asterisks next to several of the fields, and those are required fields within the CalJOBS system. They must be completed in order to proceed to the next section. But then you could see there's certain fields that do not have a red asterisk, such as the email address. We do advise for the individual to enter as much information as they can, even if the field is not a required field. And then we will proceed with entering the demographic information. Again, OC tester's date of birth is 12/31/2000. And then you may have to enter CAPTCHA information as required throughout the registration process. We will enter OC tester under the name section and then proceed to the next portion. And then I just wanted to point out, you'll see here at the top, it says for help, click the information icon next to each section. So if you see this blue icon next to each section, that means that CalJOBS has additional information to help guide individuals when completing this registration. So if you click on that, it'll give additional information and some tips that will help the individual. And then the address is the residential address where you reside. And then, as I had mentioned, the zip code was pulled from the first page of the registration, and it auto-populates the city, state, and country. If the mailing address is the same as the residential, you could click this box and the information will be auto-filled. Another tip, we advise that you select this back button, which is at the bottom of each page if you need to go back to a previous section. Instead of clicking the back arrow on your internet browser, it generates an error message, so it's better if you use the back and next buttons at the bottom of each page. So we will move on to the next section, and we will enter OC tester's phone number and the phone type. The preferred notification method, and there's several different options. As you can see, internal message is an option that is available. The CalJOBS system actually has an internal messaging system in which individual job seekers can send and receive messages from their case managers and also EDD staff. So we advise the individuals to select the option that works best for them. Under site access has several options on where the individual is accessing the site and how the individual heard about the website. We will move on to the next section, continue with citizenship and also disability. Again, I am just quickly going through these questions just to briefly show you what the registration process looks like. Then you will continue to complete education information. And also employment information. And then lastly, the last section on this page is farm worker information. So we will continue on. Now, in addition to the individual creating a CalJOBS account in order for you to send a referral to a provider, the individual will also be able to search for jobs within the CalJOBS system, as CalJOBS is a job board for the state of California. So these fields here is regarding a job title and occupation that the individual may be interested in. We do recommend that when entering the job title that you select from the list of options that is generated. So for OC tester, we know that she is interested in nursing. So as you could see here, a bunch of different options populate. Again, select an option that is on the list, so that way when you go down to job occupation, the occupations automatically populate, and then you are able to select an occupation without having to search for an occupation. Now we will continue on to ethnic origin and also language. And then lastly, we will finish with military service on this next page. As you notice, as we go through these registration questions, there are a lot of personal questions that are asked of the individual. And this is because this information helps to assess which programs and services an individual may qualify for. And I just want to point out that the information that the individual is entering in these fields is not visible to employers that are determining hiring. Now, continuing on to the registration, there are questions about public assistance. And that actually takes us to the end of the registration. So once the registration is complete, you will select the Finish button. And now the individual has a CalJOBS account as a job seeker. With this job seeker account, the individual will be able to access job postings. They will be able to upload their resume. They will have easy access to labor market information and also tools provided by the state of California to find employment. And now for us as staff, we are able to refer the individual to a program. As a reminder, in order to use the referral system within CalJOBS, you must have a staff user account. Again, the Orange County Workforce Development Board staff will assist you with creating CalJOBS staff user accounts, as we are authorized to provide accounts to WIOA Title I service providers and WIOA one-stop partners. So your organization must have an authorized relationship with us, such as through an MOU. The staff user account cannot be made on the customer-facing site, similar to like how we just completed for the individual job seeker. So now I'm going to go ahead and sign out of the individual job seeker account that we just created. And we are going to move on to the final part of this training, which is actually sending a referral to a provider now that the individual has a CalJOBS account. So I am going to sign in to my staff account, and for the purposes of this training, I will be using the live CalJOBS site. Again, you will click on the site sign in button, which is located at the top right-hand corner of your screen. And then you will enter your staff login information. And if CAPTCHA information is requested, you will complete that and then click sign in. Again, this staff sign-in notice will appear on your screen. After you've read that, you will select I agree. And then we will proceed with searching for the individual that we will be referring. So again, after you sign in, you will go to the menu button and then scroll down to Services for Workforce Staff. This is similar to the first step of this training in which we searched for the individual. You will go to Manage Individuals and then Assist an Individual. Again, for the purposes of this training, we will be referring OC Tester. In order to search for OC Tester, we will scroll down and enter OC Tester's name under the first and last name fields. We will also enter OC Tester's date of birth. As a reminder, if the individual has a common name, you may enter additional identifying information such as a social security number or date of birth. This will make it easier when filtering through the search results. After you've entered the individual's information, scroll down and select Search. Now you will see the search results, and they can be viewed in two different formats. You can view the search results either in Summary View or in Detailed View. Now we do recommend that you view the search results in Summary View. If the search results are in Detailed View, simply click on Summary View. There may be multiple results, so once you have found the correct individual, you can continue to create the referral. There are two different ways to take you to the referrals section. The first is under Action and by selecting the Activities tab hyperlink. And the second is under Username. You will select the username hyperlink. Now, for the purposes of this training, I will be selecting the individual's username. And then at the top, you will see three different folders: My Individual Profiles, My Individual Plans, and Staff Profiles. Now, if these folders are collapsed, you can simply expand them by selecting the plus sign that's located next to the folder. And then in order to create the referral, we want to go under the General Profile folder and then Activities. Once you select Activities, we will scroll down to Staff Referrals to Providers, and you will click on the hyperlink. And then you'll see here that OC Tester already has 2 referrals that have been submitted for them. You will see the provider that the referral has been sent to, the date that the referral has been sent, and also the current status of the referral. In part 2 of our training series, we will review the steps for follow-up and updating the referral status. Now, we want to create a new referral for OC Tester, so we will proceed by selecting Add Referral. Now, this is the page where you will enter the information about the referral and which provider you are sending it to. You'll see at the top here under Referral Staff User, it should have your staff username, and this information will be visible to the provider that will be receiving the referral. Next, under LWDB/region, you will select Orange County Community Services Agency. And then under Office Location of Referral, you will see a list of several different office locations. If you are a Title I service provider, please select the office that corresponds to your program. And if you are a one-stop partner, then please select the OC Partner Office, which is located at the bottom of the list. Then you will select the date of the referral. Today's date is automatically populated, but if you should need to change that, you can manually enter it in or select the calendar option. Under Program Making Referral, you will leave the option as Title I Workforce Development WIOA. And then Partner Program Tracking Number is not a required field, but you may use this field if you should use an internal referral system within your organization. You may enter a tracking number for that individual just to help you match the individual between the CalJOBS system and your internal system that is used. Next, you will see here the participant's information again, which is OC Tester, and this is just to help you confirm that the individual you are referring is correct before sending the referral. And then next we will move on to type of referral. So type of referral, you will select Other, and then under Other Description, you will enter the referral description, such as support for transportation. Then under Referral Reason, you will enter the reason for the referral. And for this section, you could type in any reason that you want, but try to keep it simple, such as WIOA referral or something that is easily trackable when running the referral report. So for this referral reason, I'm going to type in enroll into WIOA. And then the next section that you see is additional information regarding referral. Now, this field is information that you will be entering to help give a heads up to the staff that you are sending a referral to. So the more information that you could type here, the better. For the purposes of this training, I am just going to type something brief. But again, when you are sending your referrals, try to be more descriptive so the receiving provider has enough information. I am going to type that the individual is needing transportation. Oops, and CalJOBS actually has spell check if you have any typos. Individual is needing transportation assistance to commute to school and is looking to obtain a job in the medical field. Individual is graduating in fall 2021. Now that you've entered the referral information, we will scroll down to the provider information, and this is where you will select the provider that you will be sending the referral to. Now, we have a list of providers already in CalJOBS, and Orange County Workforce Development Board staff will continue to enter each partner organization to make this referral process as easy as possible. If the provider is not yet entered into CalJOBS, you can manually enter the information in the fields below, but we want to point out that you must enter the contact's email, which is located at the bottom. This field is not a required field, but it is very important that you enter the contact's email in order for the provider to receive notification of the referral. Now, without entering an email address, the provider will not be notified of this referral. So it's very, very important. And then within minutes of completing the referral, CalJOBS will actually send the receiving provider contact an email with all of the referral information. In part 2 of our training series, we will show a sample of the email received and the steps for updating the status of the referral on the receiving end. Since the provider we will be using today for our training is already entered in CalJOBS, we will go back up and at the very top of the provider information section, you will see Search for Provider. Once you click on that link, a pop-up will appear. You only need to enter at least 3 characters in order to search for a provider, but of course you can enter more. So the provider we will be sending this referral to today is Referral Test. Once you've entered that, you will select Submit, and then after you verify that that is the correct provider, you will select on the blue hyperlink under Provider Name. Now, Referrals Test information has filled in to the fields below. If the address is not filled in, it may be due to the fact that this provider has multiple locations. You will be able to select the correct location under Location, and it may have several different options. So once you've verified that the address information is correct, you will next enter the contact. Once you select Contact, you will see different contacts for this provider. So you will select the contact that you would like to send this referral to. And as you could see, the contact email has populated into this field. Now we are finished with completing the information required for sending a referral in CalJOBS, and you have a couple of different options. You could either save the referral, or you can save and print the referral if you would like to have a hard copy for your records. I will just proceed with saving the referral. Now you could see here our referral was entered today on May 7th, and you will see the status is opened. Now please note that if you want to make any changes to the referral after it's already been submitted, you could select the Edit section under Action and say you need to add additional information. Once you've made the necessary changes, you will scroll down again and select either Save or Save and Print. Now please note, the referral contact will not be notified of any changes that are made to this referral. They are only notified when the initial referral is generated. So please follow up with the referral contact in order to notify them of those changes. Also, if you decide that the referral needs to be deleted, please let the provider contact know that the referral has been deleted as well. So once you have finished assisting this individual, you may release the individual by going to the Menu button. And then you could see here under Currently Managing, we are managing OC Tester, and you will release the individual. Now a pop-up notification will appear asking for confirmation if you want to stop assisting the current user, and you will select Confirm. At this point, you may refer another individual, or you may sign out of CalJOBS by selecting Sign Out at the top of your screen. This is the conclusion of Part 1 of our training series. Join us for Part 2 to see what the email notification looks like when a referral is received and the steps for updating the status of the referral in CalJOBS. To conclude the training series, in Part 3, we will show how to run the referrals report. Thank you.